Well, good evening, everybody, and this is Dear Mama Sal with the latest poutine experiment. Laurie and I have been assessing various poutines. I started with the Kentucky Fried Chicken, which we both liked a lot. Then we went on to the McDonald's, which we thought was not so hot. And now this evening we've got A&W. Now we know it isn't on anybody's diet plan. So just those of you who are going, you were trying to lose weight, I understand that this is a special treat because it's Elvis's birthday.
Right.
And so this is a special treat. And we do have, healthy vegetables, onion rings, drenched in batter, of course, but we'll forget about that bit.
And chicken.
Chicken is, yes.
Protein.
Chicken is protein, yes, and...
Dipped in batter and deep fried.
We won't mention that.
Right.
Jamie will have a little heart attack. Okay, so now then, have you tried the poutine?
No.
Yeah, not yet. All right, so for those of you who keep telling me you've never had poutine, I thought the reason I would, knock the camera so that you can see it, is to show you what it is. It is thick cut fries, drenched in gravy, and then, covered in cheese curds, which sounds absolutely revolting.
It's really mozzarella cheese.
Mozzarella cheese. And as you can probably hear, regardless of how revolting it looks, it is definitely something that we would recommend you try at least once in your lifetime. However, we would warn you, once you've tried it once, you will be doing the same scavenger hunt as I am, which is to find the best poutine in town.
This is a good one.
What was it?
This is a good one.
This one is a good one, yes. The price was good too. Can you remember how much the McDonald's one was?
Like, I think you told me it was $4, but you've got this peaky little...
Okay, so this was $4.25, but this looks like $4.25 worth.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the McDonald's thing was about half this size.
Oh.
Yeah, and I like the little container.
Yes.
That alone, it's very pretty. And use again container, very useful. Okay, so everybody, as much as I love you dearly, I'm going to eat my poutine now. Bye-bye. Well, good morning, everybody. This is Dear Mama Sal. It's raining. You can hear that. 5 degrees Canadian and a mere 41 in the US. I'm glad to see I'm not the only one that hasn't taken down their Christmas lights yet. I'm just sort of watching that there are some houses that also haven't got that far. So I feel quite good about that. It was a morning of choices this morning. I'm going to call it that. There were lots of choices. Now, you remember that I've said time and time again that, we get to choose our day. And I'm hoping that in what I'm about to talk about, you will understand just how many choices we make and how you can choose to see things differently if you want to. For example, I chose to clean up something in the kitchen this morning instead of getting my button gear, and consequently ended up a little later than I had intended. And then I chose not to get my clothes out for work last night, which compounded my problem. And then I chose to take a look at my cell phone that apparently didn't want to turn on this morning. And when I say it didn't want to turn on, it seemed to be charging, but there was no screen picture. And I thought, that's weird. So then I chose to take it apart and see if there was anything. Now, it was a bit sticky on the back, which makes me think that something liquid might have been near there. And yet, why would that mess with the screen? Anyway, just in case that was the situation and that was the reality, I then took it to the kitchen and did what you guys would all tell me to do, which is I took the battery out of it, just put that separately, and put all, the case, everything else I put, including the battery, into rice, in the hope that we can, if the reason that the screen isn't working is because it got damp or something, then hopefully by the time I get back tonight it will start working again. And then you can imagine that I'm going, how am I going to live without my cell phone for a day? And I thought, I lived many, many years without a cell phone. I think I can do that. And then I remembered that I get to choose a new cell phone, and I think it's this month. I'm pretty sure it's this month, but I could be wrong. It could be February. So plan B would be that I use my tablet as my new cell phone. I didn't think of that this morning. I should have brought that with me. And that's possible to do. I'm very lucky that I have such a thing. It's an absolute pain, my tablet, because it's got a charger thing on it that obviously is the reason why they didn't make more of those particular tablets. And the charger problem means that you've got to literally have a dirty great elastic band around it to hold the charging unit in. But I could handle the ego of that and use my cell phone if I needed use my tablet if I needed a phone, a portable phone. As I said, I lived many years without one, so I know it's possible to do. What I would miss, funny enough, more than anything, would be numbers on the go. I miss the Google connection and being able to see anybody's number. Well, I've got that through my tablet if I need it. So, silly me, tomorrow, if the phone's not working, the tablet goes into play. I don't care what it looks like. If it looks strange, I don't mind. At least I'll have mobile capability. All right, that's a good thing. So all choices. Now, the other thing is, I can choose. Sorry, I just saw a car. I'm choosing to be amused. This car. I don't know if you can see it. Hang on a second. Can you see the antlers on the front? So funny. Let me remember to put the zoom back before I make my usual trick here. Anyway, so I've never seen a car with horns on the front of it. They're horns, not antlers, so. It's such a cute little car. It's got these cow horns on the front. I guess you'd know if somebody stole your car. Can you imagine reporting it to the police? Somebody stole my car. You'll be able to tell if it's mine. It's got horns on the front of it. Yeah, actually, it's quite a clever deterrent, I would think. How many people are going to steal a car with horns on the front of it? Good point. I like their thinking. Okay, so I wanted to report, for those of you who don't follow us on Facebook and maybe Twitter, that the viewer news that I can think of at the moment, and forgive me if I've forgotten anything, is that Laurie R, that's my Laurie that is my friend, she completed day 3 of non-smoking. Yay for Laurie. Absolutely wonderful. And she can do with all the support you guys want to give her. And then We haven't heard back from Emily, who's in California trying out with that new super duper cheerleading team, but I'm sure we will hear from her soon. Jesper got through his operation, our favorite male Denmarkian. He's over in Denmark, just went through this surgery, and he had oral surgery. And Annemette tells me that he's doing absolutely great and on his path to recovery. And I can imagine nothing worse than having a whole lot of oral surgery. So Jesper, if you get to listen to this, don't smile, whatever you do. Sorry, Jesper. Anyway, and know that we're thinking of you and wish you a very speedy recovery. And Annemette, because he probably is incapable of, a lot of talking or eating or all the rest of it, he's a man who's sick. Our heartfelt condolences go to you, Annemette, because a sick man is not a fun man. We know that. So we wish you lots of strength and humor, because you're probably going to need it. So that leaves Sarah Beth, I think. That's the other update that we had. Sarah Beth, was possibly going to get a job that was quite close to her home, and she was still making that decision when she reported in last night. So I don't have a definite decision about what she's going to do. On the good side, for those of you who caught it, I managed to catch a little bit of the wonderful discussion I had with Benji, Juliana, Judy in part, and Bina. We did a Skype call last night that was such fun. And for those of you who want to know, everything seems to be going fine. And poor Judy says that she's still having problems at night, but she sleeps well enough to start with, and then she gets up, and we all know that one. She gets up and uses the washroom, and then she can't get comfortable again. And I keep reminding her that my heart breaks for her, but the good news is she's only got a couple more months to go. And then she's not going to get any sleep at all, so she can enjoy the little sleep she's getting now. But as usual, she's busy telling me what a great job Benji's doing, and I am very, very happy that she's married to Benji. Really, as far as men go, Benji really ranks way up there in terms of the things he does. So, in fact, he's what I call, why didn't I ever find a man like that? I think I would have still been married. But anyway, it was great fun. And of course, Juliana is getting just so, continues to be so cute, it just drives you insane. And she now has got this waving and saying hi down pat, which is adorable, of course. And all congratulations to Mummy and Daddy for teaching her how to do that so well, because it does melt your heart when she does it to you. And then, of course, I have a big problem when Bean Bean hears Juliana for some reason. I'm not sure whether it's Juliana's voice or my voice when I talk to Juliana. It could be either of those, but he links to her very quickly. In other words, as soon as she started being in the picture and I started talking to her, Bean wanted to be part of that, and he immediately came to me, and it was like, I hear her. You could almost hear him telling you that, and it was just so darn cute. So and unfortunately he can't get up on the bed anymore and look at her and do those things. But it was just really adorable between the two of them. Anyway, Benji, Judy, and I spoke for some time about Bean Bean's problems, and bless her heart, what I really love about Judy is her heart. And she was busy saying to me, and I thought it was so understanding of her. I'm not surprised, you understand. But she was busy saying to me, Sal, I'm trying to imagine if that happened to Juliana, because Bina is your child, and you've had him around for 8 years, and you saved him from the pound, and you spent so many years trying to train him from being an orangutan into being a well-behaved dog. And she said, and then this happens, and she said, I just can't imagine what that must be like. And I just really did thank her for that level of understanding, because all too often people sort of go, what's the difference, it's a dog. And then there are those of you who are pet owners who know that it's not just a dog, it is part of your family. Or he is, I don't call him it, it's a he. It's a he. Yeah, right, Sal, nice one. So anyway, I was really grateful. Unfortunately, I didn't get Jude up on camera, and so that was just because I thought I'd taken enough camera shots at that point. But Benji and I actually did it on Google Hangouts, which is what I've been trying to get my mind around. It's one of those frontiers of technology that I haven't got to yet, and yet I want to get to Google Hangouts because I think it would be a good idea. And I'm not quite sure how that all goes down. But luckily, I have Benji that I can ask, so I have a feeling, though, that in order to be part of the Google Hangouts broadcast, you have to be part of a Google Circle or something. So it gets to be more complicated. And I just got to learn how to do it. It's that simple. And I think that so many people are part of Google today anyway that maybe it isn't such a big issue. I guess you all know that I've got this part of me that absolutely hates what I call these tie-in situations where in order to do A, you have to do B. In order to join this, you've got to give them your Facebook account or something terrible. I hate those sort of things. They drive me absolutely insane. I think we should be allowed to keep certain things private, and so it makes me very angry when they don't allow you to do that. So we will see, though. It's certainly worth trying. I didn't find the broadcast quality great, but then I know that I probably can get in via my third-party broadcast system. So I just got to look into that. So, and now, thanks to Glenn, who was kind enough to teach me a lot of this stuff. At least I have the program to do it, and I'm way ahead of the game that way, I guess. Aren't I the lucky person? So lots of choosing to make today a better day than it's trying to be, if you get my drift. It certainly could have been a very nasty day in terms of... Oh, I also meant to tell you that when I went to go and get dressed, then all my pills had run out. You know that one, don't you? It's like, yeah, of all the days that your pills to run out, this is also that day as well. And when I say they ran out, they just, the Monday to Friday type, or Sunday, the week's worth of supply that I put out once a week. And for some reason, normally I replenish those on a Sunday because they run out on a Sunday. But weird, last week. Oh, we know why. It was pretty stressful, wasn't it, last week? Anyway, so last week, there were 2 days, funny enough, that I didn't take my pills. And I survived. So, but it did put me 2 days wrong on my pill count, if you like. Never mind. It's a good day. So I'm looking forward to hopefully laughing a lot. I'm looking at my nails. They're beginning to grow again. Wasn't that terrible? Imagine that. All those beautiful nails gone in a week. And I forgave myself all of those things. And the reason I did is because it's the 8th today, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. We are 4 days away. Literally 4 days away from it being a year of non-smoking. Now, I don't mind telling you that nobody is more surprised than I am. And it is really, really weird. Weird because I've had a lot of things go down that I would have thought for sure would have tripped me up. But without a doubt, the fact that I kept saying, I choose not to. Yes, I want a cigarette, but I choose not to. I don't know why, but I think at some level, that gave me the power. It wasn't that the cigarettes were controlling me, I was controlling the need. And, on bad days, for those of you who believe in the devil, on bad days I was going, I can hear the devil trying to get me to go back to smoking here, and I'm not going to do it. I choose not to do it, so go away. And again, for some reason that helped me, when the times are really bad. And as a lot of you know, I still have my electronic cigarette. And so if ever I go, I really need a puff, I will just puff water vapor with my electronic cigarette. And then I say to my body, okay, now you had the puff. Didn't do you make a blind bit of difference. You didn't give me nicotine or anything else, but you got your puff. Now shut up. And so I'm very excited as I count down these days. Very excited indeed. What surprises me is I've saved about $3,500, I suppose, by doing it. I've probably eaten that. You know what I mean? Additional food. And in terms of the battle of the bulges, I have managed to lose 2 pounds already. And that is not being perfect. I'm not on Jamie's level at all. Jamie, I love you. You're my whole new benchmark. But I have managed to eat more intelligently and keep track. So I'm giving myself points for improvement rather than diet. And that still means that I had a Christmas cookie last night. It still means that I, had a full meal of, what did we have last night? Shepherd's pie. Yeah, it was very good. Laurie made a really good shepherd's pie. So it's not that I'm eating rabbit food or anything, but I just didn't take a second helping, which I could have done. and I just didn't go mad. You know, I took probably 2 cups of shepherd's pie, and that's what I'm trying to be really aware of. You know, the quantity now. Just try and control the quantity. It is positively hissing with rain, with an H. And the temperature's gone down to 4. They're telling me, and everybody else that listens to the radio, I guess they weren't just talking to me. That sucks, doesn't it? Anyway, they were telling me and everybody else this morning that the cold weather's coming in. That the nice wet stuff is going and we're going to get cold weather back. And it could be as early as this afternoon. So I'm glad I got my winter coat on, because really I could have worn my raincoat today. What I like about wearing my thick coat is that it really does a better job of repelling rain, because it's got down inside it, than my raincoat. Okay, so it's really getting very frustrating. Got some bozo who's taken to parking in my parking space. I've probably told you about that before. And I don't like it. Alright, here we go. This is Dear Mama Sal, and I'm off to work now. Bye bye for now.